Alrighty. Thank you everyone for joining us and whoever will watch the replay. Super excited about all our collaborations and fun stuff today. Getting started 20 minutes late due to technical difficulties, but that's how life is sometimes. But I'm super excited to share some amazing information from a wonderful transformation coach with you, my new friend Nelly. And today we're going to talk about releasing fear on our path to self-discovery. So I'm going to turn it over to her, ask her a couple questions, talk about a few tools that I also use, and then open it up for questions. So with that, I'm going to go on mute and let Nelly take over.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Tashana, for the introduction. So I am Nelly Kwasinwi, a transformational coach. Being a transformational coach is a very personal journey for me because I have been in fear for several years. And I just thought my space was to be at the back. I didn't want to show up, but eventually, we always get to that rock bottom. And I knew that I had that ability to come to the front, but the courage was not there. So it took me several years, both personally and asking for help, because I really struggled after suffering emotional abuse. So it really drained me down. But then I got help. And through the help I got from coaching, mentoring, counseling, it enabled me to develop certain skills. And now I'm in a better place because I have found myself, and I just want to share the tools that I have used to be the person I am today with yourself. So if you are in a place where you don't even know where you are, you doubt yourself, low self-esteem, you can use some of the strategies if it resonates with you, so you can be a better version of yourself.
So I know one of the things that you wanted to talk about was to start out with self-identity. So can you explain that concept to us?
Okay, so self-identity. Each and every one of us is unique and special. From a very young age, or you ask children, they know who they are, they know their purpose. But unfortunately, as we grow up, we have a lot of influence from our society, from our parents, from our siblings, from our teachers, just everyone around us who gives us different ideas on how we have to live life. So in our course of growing up, we forget completely of the people or the person we are, yet we carry the body around doing other things to please people rather than ourselves. So it makes it difficult for us to even know who we are. And because we lost our sense of identity, we live very unfulfilled life and we are not happy. So if you go through that process to know who you are, it begins by self-identity. And it is for you to start questioning yourself. Who am I? If you get an answer, follow it up with another question. Just keep questioning yourself because you have all the answers within you. But for one reason or the other, it's very difficult to accept you for who you are. So it is very important for you to know who you are so you can identify your abilities, your strengths, your lesser strengths, so you can work on it to be the better version of yourself, and also to explore your untapped potentials. Because when you are growing up, you forget your own self and rely on what your environment is telling you to do, the expectations they put on you. So then you don't know, or you forget about your abilities, your talents, your skills. Regardless of your age, you will not forget. You still have those talents. It's just that they have been suppressed. So with help to know who you are, you will be able to tap into those potentials because they're still within you, but just buried for some time.
So how is it that a person starts the process of getting to recover their true self-identity?
So it is common for people to start thinking of changing their situation because it comes from their situation if they are not happy with their situation. Sometimes you feel internal conflicts, but because of the pressure from our society, you might feel, oh, I don't need to sort that out. Let me deal with other people first. And then you do things and you forget yourself. It is very common when you get to, there's a common term called rock bottom, where the pain becomes unbearable and you want to do everything to change your situation. That is when you start looking for change. You start looking for solutions to change your situation. Because again, it will go to you thinking that people are struggling, but then some people want to change, some other people don't want to change. So again, it depends on your level of pain and your desire for happiness.
So then when you have and you feel this feeling that I want to change, but sometimes people still stay like immobilized or they stay like in analysis paralysis because they just have so much fear, how do they learn to dispel some of that fear?
So yeah, for fear is very, very common. Like fear is one of the major causes of human suffering. So if you get to that stage where you want to change and you know you stay within that environment, it's very hard for you to take action because your family or those around you might not support you. You might want to seek help, get in probably a group of like-minded people whom you know they are there to support you, or talk to a professional who understands your situation, because sometimes explaining your difficulties to friends and family members, they don't understand and they'll just say, oh, never mind, with time you'll be fine and things like that. But deep within you, you are really, really struggling. So look for like-minded people, look for someone who understands the situation. And in my position as a coach, you look for a coach who has a similar pattern as yourself or who has the same similar experiences to yourself, because they will understand what you've been through. And when you explain to them, they will understand and they are in a better place to help you to, for you to know that you are not there on your own. You don't have to struggle by yourself and you can get out of it.
And then talk to me a little bit about like when we're starting to feel these negative emotions, like what the physiological and biological reactions that we experience in our body and what are ways that we can help with that.
So when a situation happens, say we are in a group and a situation happens, there are different ways that people react to it. The main reason is because of the thoughts people have. And from the thoughts, it leads to different interpretations. Let's say a situation happens and one person who has been through that situation might interpret that, oh, it'll be fine. But another one might be panting because it is their first time experiencing it. But then it is to understand what these feelings are. For instance, you can have, for the state is, what are you telling yourself? What are the body sensations that you are experiencing? What are the feelings? So all that interpretation, it will lead to you having physiological reactions, which are the body reactions, and then it will lead to emotions, which are the interpretations of that situation. And then the way you will react to that situation will be different. So it is good to identify what emotions, to differentiate the emotions, whether they are your emotions or whether they are other people's emotions. It's just good to identify these emotions, where they are coming from, what are the origins of these emotions, and where you can locate them in your body. You are on mute.
I had the opportunity to speak to a group on stress and relieving stress. And one of the things that in my research was very, very interesting is understanding the physiological and the biological parts of stress, because there are certain things that will happen to you, such as rapid breathing, your heart's beat faster, your blood pressure goes up, and then there's hormones that are activated and your brain waves actually change as well. And so the great thing about it is that knowing that there's these biological and physiological things that happen to you, and they're a result of the external things that you talked about, but they happen to us internally, we can make sure that we do things internally. Like, just like before this call, I was trying to get my internet to work in some way, shape, or form for over an hour. And then you said to me, just do some deep breathing, right? Like, those are things that we can do. And so in my research, some of the things that I found is the best ways to, on an overall everyday basis, start to emotionally regulate, so that when you come into a situation, you have more of an automatic response to do that, is exercise, massage, and using relaxation techniques like deep breathing, like using essential oils regularly, like doing different types of touch therapy that I use with my clients. If you do those things on a regular basis every single day, then you'll create the habit of, when you're getting in a stressful situation, to do it. Like for me today, I was like, okay, let me just grab some oils first, because this has not been working for an hour, and do some deep breathing. And then you're able to move forward. It becomes more natural and easy and almost automatic to do those things when you practice it on a daily basis.
Yeah, and just to add, sometimes you might use like counting, counting probably from 1 to 10 or from 10 to 1, just to slow down your heart rate. And it will really help you, so you are able to focus, calm down, and then you make a decision on what action you want to take.
Now, talk to me a little bit more about how we can develop mental fitness overall.
Okay, so mental fitness is one of the strategies that I use in my practice, and it is from positive intelligence. So the basis of this is to help slow down. Just before I go to the slowdown, so positive intelligence, it has 3 core muscles which are involved with the mental fitness. The first one is the saboteurs. I'm sure you audience might be aware of that little tiny voice in your head that tells you, oh, you are doing this wrong, you are doing this wrong, you cannot win. That voice, they are called saboteurs. So that is one of them. Everyone has them. And there is a main one called the judge, and the judge works together with 9 of those saboteurs. Some of the saboteurs are avoider, stickler, hypervigilant. There are 9 of them. So the next core muscle is the sage. The sage lives in the thinking brain, where it is filled with curiosity, calm, makes you to be focused. And then you have the self-command. This self-command is an exercise that you do to quieten the saboteurs while activating the sage. This program, it focuses on one body sensation at a time. It could be touch, it could be smell, it could be what you see, just one body sensation at a time. And that is how you develop the self-command. And the research has shown that if you spend 10 seconds to do mental exercise, this PQ reps, it's called PQ reps, it will help you to quieten your saboteurs and activate your sage, so you are able to take a decision based on your wiser self. And again, sage states that every bad or negative experience can be converted into a gift, because the sage is our wiser self, and we have them all within us.
Do you have any resources that anyone can get additional information, like a video that you've done that explains a little bit more in detail about that process?
Yeah, I have a video. I have a video that I would send the link to you to
Okay.
include. Yeah.
And then anything else you want to add on how,
Yeah, just how the PQ works. Like I've said, you focus on one body sensation at a time. So if you are in this negative cycle for up to 1 second and that negative feeling is still ongoing, stop whatever you are doing and realize that you are being hijacked by the saboteur. So when you are in that state, stop whatever you are doing and do PQ reps. So you can do up to 10 seconds, but then you can do a longer version of it if the intensity, I mean, it varies with the intensity. If it is really, really intense, you can do a longer version, either 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 12 minutes. But if it's just brief, you just want to calm down, you can do 10 seconds, and it would really, really help you to calm down. One of the benefits, or some of the benefits with this PQ, is that it will help you personally to reduce stress, just like Tashana was saying, how she had to do her own calm down. So it will help you in that regard. It will also help you to improve your wellness, because if you stay in that negative cycle for such a long time, you just have chemicals firing in your body, and it is not good because it can affect your sleep, it can affect your dieting, it can affect the way you relate to others. So if you do this PQ exercise, it will help you personally. You can even use it for your dieting. Like, I'm sure you have heard of a conscious eating. You can use this with this program. You can use it in your parenting. All of it is about consciousness. You can use it in your relationships. You can use it in career planning. It can also help you in your professional career, like in solving conflict management, because like one of the tools that we use is you envisage or you look at a person, not the person standing in front of you, but the person within that person, the inner child. Because when that person standing in front of you, they might have a lot of defenses just to show that they are big, they are strong, but they have the inner child. Look at the person from that inner child. It is coming from a place of love, and that is from the sage. And it will really help you to resolve a conflict. You'll be more creative and your performance will increase. Your productivity and leadership will also improve. It can also help you in your function, your daily function. Like, you will be able to connect to other people. You will be inviting and you will be resilient.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. This is the first time that I've heard any details about this particular format, but definitely it resonates with my audience and things that I work on when I work with my clients. It's all about developing their self-care program and emotional regulation, as well as sometimes they have to do some inner child work or just trauma recovery. So definitely good tools and information. And I know you sent me over all of the ways to get in contact with you. So if I don't know if you have ability and you want to put those in the chat right now, you can feel free to do that. But when I post the replay, which will be later today, I will definitely make sure that that is in the description portion for anyone to get in touch with you.
Okay, so let me put the contacts. So you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn.
And if you want to verbally just like spell everything out of how they can find you for anyone that's watching the replay.
Okay, on LinkedIn, I am Nelly Kwasinwi. And on Facebook, I have my private Facebook group. It's called I Am Truly Me. I Am Truly Me. It's a private Facebook group.
And we did have several people that marked going. I did see a couple people join right at the correct time. So I'll make sure that I get the replay to those people. And for anyone that may get the replay that doesn't know me, I'm Tashina Gonzalez again, and I am holistic wellness, self-development, success, empowerment coach, mentor, content creator, etc., business coach as well. And you can find me at SWETCANELA5 on Instagram, Sweet Canela 5.
Oh, I think Tashana has lost her connections. So I'll just go ahead. I have put, oh, she's back. So I have put my program link on the chat.
Perfect. All right, and with that, I think we'll close it out and thank everyone for either joining us or for all of those that are going to watch the replay. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
No problem.